Supervisor threatened me with a write-up, pulled a reverse Uno. I work in a union manufacturing facility. This week, my line has been running like absolute dog shit. Maintenance has been working on it basically around the clock as we continue to run and scrap material that doesn't meet spec. Today, the line is pretty much back on track, and what does management decide to do? Order us to jack up the speed to make up for lost production. Problem being that these lines notoriously run like shit when you speed them up beyond a certain point, so I am still looking product due to being out of spec or other quality related issues. My supervisor comes out fuming, yelling about still losing product, asking why, so on. I try to explain what's happening and he cuts me off, threatening me with a write-up if I don't start sending product. Luckily, we have this nice little form that effectively places all responsibility of sent product on the supervisor. I get a copy, he gets a copy, plant manager gets a copy, union steward gets a copy, and one goes into my personal folder. He wasn't very happy when I told him I'll gladly send whatever he wants. As soon as we fill out that form, he backed down. Thought you guys would enjoy the story. Thankful for my union. That surely would have ended up with my ass getting fired today otherwise. That's how managers are. They want people doing extra work with limited time, resources. Take this for example. 2020. People weren't showing up because of COVID. Running on like one person per department. Manager walks into the back room. I walk in after clocking in. He sees me and starts fuming. You guys have to pick up the pace. The load got here at 10 a.m. It's 2 p.m. and it's still here. Quote, I just clocked in. I'm closing today. You have 30 minutes to break the pallets down and stock them. Who's here with you today? Quote, it's just me. Well, you better work hard. Back in my day. So I ended up leaving. I had a lot of PTO. Great post-machine operators know how the machine runs. Meaning faster isn't always better. They preach quality until it affects production. Then they say ship it. Fast forward a month or two. Same person asks, why did we send this to the customer? Without the union, you would have been screwed. Yay, unions. Engineering designs the line, assembly process, and quality control for certain parameters: speed, output, ppm, energy consumption, safety, etc. Your supervisor should know that and adhere to it. Probably does, but doesn't care. It's good that you have that system to cover your ass. I have wet dreams for moments like this. Must be nice to have a decent union. My union would back the company in this situation. I was unemployed with cancer, and the union benefits put cash in my pocket to pay bills. And the medical insurance is primo. My $50,000 surgery cost me nothing out of pocket. Imagine how it would feel to get a $50,000 bill while still recovering from cancer. I try to, but I can't because I have great union insurance. I am yelling because it is exciting. The union had a mandatory annual blood screening. That's where the doctor discovered a problem, which led to tests, which led to the diagnosis. I caught it early because of the union annual screening. Had I not had this great insurance, I would be dead 2 years back. Absolutely love this. Freaking kudos to that process too. Putting ownership on the guy barking the orders without realistic understanding of the MFG process. Love it. Nothing worse than somebody with no experience of actually working the line. Upping the speed to something that is counterproductive. Been there once. Walked out. No regrets. My situation was simply normal supervisor off sick. Some random old guy with no clue in charge. Yeah, I joined the film union as a camera assistant about 5 years ago. Best decision of my life. Might be getting laser eye surgery with my benefits later this year. I've made over $10,000 in paid COVID tests over the pandemic. At my old job, they did the same shit. I specifically ran very thin medical tubing on machines that always ran like shit and were older than me. They sped up all the lines including ours, and we ran so much scrap. If the machines were even running, they displayed our production on a giant flat screen, and I got pulled into the production manager's office because my numbers were down. They don't care if it's running like shit. Mind you, a lot of what I was making went to places like St. Jude. And they were making us run shit that wasn't being inspected properly or run properly. If I ever need tubes stuck in me, I'm asking where they got them from, because if it's from my old job I will flat out refuse. Fuck that noise. We didn't have sheets like that. I wish we had though. We also weren't union. I was told if they heard us talking about unions we would get in a lot of trouble.
Fun shit.
We had similar language in my workplace, and it was always amazing how they backed down when I asked for an AVO. Avoid verbal order. If you don't want to put it in writing, I'm not doing it. This is the kind of shit that needs to be on this sub every day. It's amazing how many times I comment on a thread and tell someone about union seniority rules, the way union politics work, how it's blood in, blood out, and that the new guy is always gonna be the guy that gets the bitch work while the old guys get the good work. And they say something like, "Wow, that sounds awful." Yay. It does suck to be the guy on the bottom of the union totem pole. But shit like this is why you stick it out. This is why it's worth it to stick it out. Keep paying dues. And keep eating shit until you're no longer the whipping boy. Because this is what an effective union does. It gives you a fuck you button on a piece of paper when some dipshit middle manager that doesn't work on the production floor comes around to swing his dick and yell at someone for doing their job correctly when it's not convenient for him. This is what you're paying dues for and drinking the union Kool-Aid for. Right here. I made up a similar form in IT. Every time an employee went mewling to their supervisor about me, making them change their horsish password, and how it was affecting their productivity, I'd take out an assumption of risk form and ask them to have their manager sign it. Almost none of them came back. Do we work in the same plant? Something eerily similar happened earlier today where I'm at now. Unions rock. Typical grade A dumbass management. I'd sack him and put you in his place. One perfect part is worth 100 half-good parts. $1 in the factory is $100 in the field. 1 hour of Matinacci prevents 100 hours of downtime. Etc. etc. A child can learn these fundamentals. Weekly, about how many unions can you manufacture at your union manufacturing plant? Congrats, and sounds borderline malicious compliance to boot. I've worked in breweries for years in NC. And unfortunately we don't have any form of a brewery workers union. I'd join in a heartbeat if I had the option. I've told superiors countless times in different situations that we're pushing the equipment too hard. Me, the guy on the ground that actually knows how stuff is behaving. You know what happens? It breaks. Pretty much exactly what you're saying. Jesus Christ. Just allow me to operate at maximum efficiency while also maintaining. Since I have no representation though, it hasn't been uncommon that I've received punitive action when I've spoken up. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm actually trying to help everyone. The company's money and materials. As well as my time.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content.
Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.